It's a festive time here at the Dr. Mother Love Show. Hello, everybody. I'm in a great mood. It's holiday time to spend with family and friends and catch up on what's been going on for the year. And we're all celebrating in our own way and just enjoy the company of the people that you're around. And holiday time, it's something that we don't keep that same holiday spirit all year long. And I would like to keep that. We used to do this thing when I was a camp counselor. Yes, I was a camp counselor and a camper. I'm sure many of you did not know that. I was a camp counselor at the Girl Scout camp. Juliet Lowe, we salute you. And we would have Christmas in July. And this was like many, many years ago. And people would say, why would you have Christmas in July? And it would be because we wouldn't see them at Christmas time, so we would do it in July, and it was such a hoot. And everybody always thinks that Christmas is about going out shopping, spending up all your money, going into debt for everything for one day or one part of the season, and we just get caught up in the hullabaloo of all of the holiday. And don't get me wrong, as you can see, Mother Love is very festive. I got my tinsel on. And I did have my, wait a minute, can y'all bring me my light up hat, somebody? And I'm all the way into it. I mean, when we lived in that big giant house, I went bananas with Christmas. Oh my goodness. And this has been a tradition that has been in our family for decades. I mean, my mother celebrated every day that had a Y in it. With my ears on the thing. And so we were always festive. And it all of it led up to coming to the end of the year with the holiday and Hanukkah and Christmas and Kwanzaa. We celebrate all of them. We cover all the bases. Yeah, we do. I have my menorah up. I have my Kwanzaa. Oh wait, y'all got one of my girlfriends. Wait a minute, one of my girlfriends gave me this. Okay, wait. Is it on? It ain't lighting up. Oh wait. Anyway.
They can see.
Okay. Anyway, I got my ears on. This is my Christmas hat right here. And I used to have a wreath that I made, and I had it so long it just stuff started falling out. And when I remember some of the glorious Christmas times that we had. And this is why I didn't know we were poor. I mean, we lived in the projects. I knew that, but that wasn't it wasn't looked at as being poor. It was looked at as you got a bunch of kids and you need some space. And that's what we did. And I mean, we were 8 in our apartment, in our project. And across the way, Miss C, she had 14 kids. Miss S, she had 14 kids. Miss BB Hannah had 14 kids. And then we thought people was like strange if they only had like 2 and 3 kids, but most people had a lot of children. And so the projects didn't have that negative connotation that it does now. I mean, we were so cool. We called it Brick City. That's what it was for us. And we would be out there. I mean, you could see the lights coming up. What we would do is, and I started this tradition, at our house when we became adults, that after Thanksgiving, we cook and the fellas clean up. Now I told you I don't do floor sweeping and all that other kind of fall to run. I don't mop. I make trash. I don't take out trash. That's just what I do. So at Christmas time, we at right after Thanksgiving, while the fellas are cleaning up the kitchen at Thanksgiving, we pulling out the decorations for Christmas. We put up the tree, and could not believe that Mother Love, would ever have an artificial tree in my house. My father sold Christmas trees when we were growing up, and so the smell of pine was always there. And during the holidays, and he would get us like the best. Biggest fullest tree that he had on the lot, and everybody trusted his judgment. And you could see him and the other fathers dragging those Christmas trees through the snow, and you got to set it up out and let the snow fall off of it outside, and then you got to bring it in the house and let the leaves fall down. So that would be like a couple, whenever, however long it took, and then we would decorate. And so here we are. Thanksgiving is over. Everybody full. They got they eyes rolling around their head because they ate well. So now we're going to do the Christmas tree, and so we bring out the ornaments, and They call me the Christmas fairy. I'm Santa's helper in the hood. That's what I do. I got the whole Christmas fairy outfit and everything, the big wings, the whole thing. And we would go out and we would, do a toy drive. We had a mother love toy drive, and I had this big, giant Christmas stocking. I mean, it was big enough for me to fit in when I was a big girl. That's how big that Christmas stocking was. And I shouldn't say is, because we still have it. And we would, fill it up with toys, and we would go through the neighborhoods and just, hey, everybody, Mother Love is here. And they will come and just have a great time. And so, and I turned my home office into, at Christmas time, I call it Rap Central. And I'm sure there are going to be pictures up online where you see me sitting on the floor, wrapping up stuff. Oh, and just so you know, I'm an excellent rapper. Oh my God, I can't talk like that, but I can rap a present, and everyone is different. And I have a theme, I have a color theme. And my sisters, oh, they love the fact that I had a color, whatever I was doing, I had a theme to it, because I put it up. One time I had this pink and poofy Christmas. Oh, and it has all the, just unusual and beautiful handmade ornaments, and had chairs on it, and it had horns, and everything was pink and poofy. My husband and my son, they went with me with that. I was like, well, I gotta be so pink. I don't understand what so pink is, and why men don't think they could wear pink. I'm so good. This is what I love about one of the things I love about the young people. You guys don't mind and have a ball put on, and my son does this too. You'll wear orange shoes, and you have your orange shirt, and you be all color coordinated. And I was like, and it was about time that we did something with that, and men not believing that they should wear orange or pink or yellow, or that's a girl color. They used to say it's girl. That's girl food. I don't know what to this day, I don't know what girl food means or girl colors, and why is it? Because when we were growing up, it was pink for girls, blue for boys, white and green and yellow for, if you didn't want to do pink or blue. So anyway, we're doing Christmas, and I'm in here, and I do my thing, and I start rapping. And see, a lot of people, at Christmas time, they go last minute Christmas shopping. I could never understand last minute Christmas shopping. Okay? You know what's coming. It's not as like it's last minute. And then the vendors and the stores and online, they've been amping up Christmas since even before the Halloween decorations were out. And then you see a few of the Thanksgiving with the plates and the napkins, and the tin foil, for the containers, for the people that come over and they just want to take some food home with them. And right after Halloween, we go into the Costco. See, that's when they're really pushing it on you. You go into Costco or Walmart or any of the drugstores, CD, and they got the Christmas decorations out, and they're going for last minute shoppers. It's coming on December 25th. How was that last minute? I don't understand that. You could start shopping for Christmas in pretty much August. And because one of the things I do is after the day after Christmas, because it's gonna be pandemonium. People bring stuff back, things don't work. You just don't know. And one of the things we would this is a bad thing to say, but it really worked. I used to loan my husband out at Christmas time, because a lot of our friends and family members were single mother homes, and they didn't have the dads in there that would could put the bikes together or put. How bad is this? You give a kid, especially now, you give a kid an electronic, something that is battery operated, but you don't give them the batteries that go with it, whatever the device is. I always thought that to me, that was cruel. Oh, it'll make noise. It has no batteries, and you didn't buy any batteries. So one of the things that we do is we buy the batteries in the summertime. And we got the little bitty teeny tiny, everything from watch batteries and all kind of little chips to the little bitty teeny tiny ones to the big fat ones and the big 9 volt. So we always got batteries, and people, Brother, we need some batteries. You got some triple A's, some double D's, or whatever it was. And we always had it. People would call us up and say, we need so and so and such and such. We call Mother Love and Brother, see if they got it first, because they always think our place is like, well, it is like a general store. I'd rather have it and don't need it than need it and don't have it. And so we had all this stuff to go on. And so I would send my husband out. I would rent a husband. And my husband he can pretty much do anything. They got don't tell nobody. I got him this t-shirt that says, I know stuff and I fix things and I know stuff, because he fixes things and he knows stuff. So at Christmas time, I would say around we would let them know that you need them, let me know when you need them to come over, and he will come over. And I ain't gonna even tell you what I charged him, but I did kind of sort of like pimp him out. It was a fee involved, because it takes time to put bikes together. And if you got 3 or 4 kids, he would be over there putting the bikes together. Then you got to hide all the presents from the kids, because we done ran this stuff down their throat about Santa Claus. And I believe in that. I love the spirit and the energy of Christmas with all the crazy stuff that goes on. And I was like I said, I was the Christmas fairy. I am the Christmas fairy. And then I got to the point, with all the presents and, wrapping and stressing out and having to get, I got to get it done. I got to get it done. Oh, did I send out the Christmas card? Did I do this? And so I was the one that started Christmas off. When I would do my Christmas cards handwritten and send them out. They would probably get them before December the 1st, most likely. And one year, see, you got to watch yourself, because you could spoil people at holiday time. And I didn't really understand this. I mean, the kids, yes, but adults, I didn't know they was going to be this salty. I didn't handwrite the Christmas cards one year. And I went to the computer and I printed out labels, and it was in a nice font, and I had a nice, return address, and I had an R made that I could emboss the R on the envelopes, and they were really nice, Okay, so that people, if I tell you, these people literally called me up. They cussed me out online, asked me what was wrong. How come why do I have a sticker on my Christmas card? I'm waiting for your hand, and I do have a nice penmanship. I'm waiting for your handwriting, and you send me something with a stick-on label. I was like, okay, y'all know that does take a lot of time, right? And it took me about, I would say, a week to, hand letter all of the Christmas cards that I would send out. And we had a list, and then, then it's hard at Christmas time for a lot of people, because they have family members and friends made their transition. I remember I had met James Brown on several occasions. And when he died on Christmas Day, and when anybody passes on Christmas Day, anytime, it's hard enough any other time, but at holiday time, you really have to take stock in what's important to you and who's important to you, and make sure you tell them that you love them. Don't just leave them out there hanging. Just make sure you let people know that you love them, and that's important, because some people are going to be, unfortunately, so hurt during the holidays because they feel like there's nobody there for them. Yes, it is. Mother Love is here with you with tinsel and some light up ears, baby. If you looking at that, ain't nowhere in the world you could be sad and depressed looking at Mother Love with some light Christmas lights flashing. And I want to thank my friend Carmen for giving me these. And see, they know how I am. And I tinsel, you can't go wrong with tinsel, And it is a good time. It's a good time to reflect on what your year has been like, what you want to do in the next year and the following year, and just having a good time. Okay, back to the me loaning and renting out my husband for Christmas time. They would call in. I mean, they would call me up, and it was like, okay, I'm getting the kids' bikes. Can I get brother to come over? Tell me one time you need him over there, and he would give them the time. He is such a patient man. He would give them the time that they needed. Might have came over there to put bikes together, but then he would also, okay, what about the dollhouse? Can you put the dollhouse together for my daughter? And you know how they have the kitchen stuff for the little kids. You have to put all that stuff together, and he is so good at that. You know how some men and women, they put stuff together and they think they're following the directions, and you see, okay, why do I got 10 pieces over there? Something didn't get put together. He never has pieces left. He puts it all together, and he has his own, all his own tool stuff and everything. And that's another thing too, because a lot of our young people don't know how to do what we would consider basic. I mean, just basic stuff. How to change a flat tire. How to snake your drain out. How to, basic stuff. How to cook a whole meal. Not something you go to the restaurant and go to the fast food place and put on the table and you get rid of all the markings and what have you. But know how to fix at least breakfast, a full breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and dessert. I mean, just be able to do that. And they don't, because everything is like so convenient. So right now, some stuff you still need to take time to do, and that's cooking and feeding your family and your friends. You got to put the love in it. I remember, I don't know what made my crazy son say this to me one day. I was taking some the macaroni and cheese out of the casserole, so because we were putting the dishes up, putting the food up for whatever it was. And so I took my hand, and this is the original spatula, and this is the original pancake turner. Okay, this is what we do. That's where they came up with the inventions with the scraper, because we would scrape it out with our hand. You know what I'm talking about. And he said, I can't believe you. Why you putting your hands on my food like that? I'm like, dude, you need to understand how. I don't know what made him say that. He said, why you putting your hand on my food like that? I was like, dude, everything I cook, my hand is in it. Why you think my food tastes so good? Why you think you'll come over? And he never says what every now and then he might say, what you fixing? Okay, save me some of that. I'll be over there to get that for my lunch tomorrow. And he saw me I said, everything I cook, because I cook from scratch 99% of the time. And I'm gonna give me a pasta maker again so I can make my own pasta. And I was like, dude, everything I cook, I touch. How do you think the love gets into it? How do you think it tastes as well as it does? Everybody always think it's, this spice or that spice, and it is. But then I got to put the love in it. So while my husband is fixing up bikes and, building, helping them put the doll houses and what have you together, and, doing all that stuff. And they would just be so grateful. And the kids really actually thought that there was a Santa Claus, because when we were growing up, there were no presents under the tree from whenever they put the tree up until when you woke up Christmas morning. And we were like, well, where is that? They're not putting our presents out there under the tree. And they were good. Oh, they were good. They could hide stuff. And like I said, we lived in the projects. And when you got 8 people living in a 4-bedroom kitchen and living room, and it's 2 stories, and you got 8 people living, they got 1 bathroom, and you're doing all of this, and you're going through doing all this stuff, and you're like, okay, where the toys at? Then you wake up on Christmas morning and the place is full. Bikes are put together, scooters are put together. You see a wagon that's full of presents that's been wrapped up. And it's like, where the heck was this? And then we found out what they were doing. And see, this is the bad part, because parents can be scheming and conniving on little kids, hiding all the stuff you don't even see it. And what I found out, when my sister, my older sister, she ruined Christmas for me. She did. Well, I won't say she ruined it, but she kind of took a big chunk of the Santa Claus thing out, because she found where some of the presents were one year. and they had put them behind the linen in the closet, behind the sheets and the towels and everything. And we had like maybe like 4 shelves, and they had the wrapped up presents were behind all of these shelves, all of the linen. And then come to find out, this is what they was doing. They was taking our toys over to their friends' houses where we couldn't see them. One of my mother's friends, they had she had 2 adult children, and so she was just all into Christmas with us. And she was like, "Oh, I'm coming. Oh, is your mom home? I gotta come and get the." And I was like, "You gotta come and get the what? What are you asking? Is my mom home? What's going on here?" And so me and my dumb self, I was like, "I'm gonna find out." My sister already told me. What? I couldn't believe that. And it was like, how come we don't never see the bikes? Where are they? They would take them over to their friend's house, and their friends would take other stuff over if they had kids over to somebody else's house, and then they would go and get them. They get the fellas up in the teenagers, and get them up in the middle of the night and come and put all the stuff up under the tree. And that made it so magical. And we would open up presents. We got up early in the morning. It would still be dark outside because little kids be like, "I can't go to sleep because Santa Claus is coming. I can't go to sleep. I can't go." Yeah, if you don't go to sleep, not gonna come. Not gonna come. And they pretty much, put it down to us, and we went for it hook, line, and sinker. I mean, I bought into the whole Christmas thing and the decorations, and I start shopping in August, and I get my and this is what you do. See, smart people at Christmas, this is what you do. You don't get the Christmas cards this year. For this year, you get the Christmas cards that are on sale the day after Christmas and all through up until New Year's. You get your Christmas cards. That's when I re-up on my wrapping paper, my ribbons, and my bows. And I can make my own bows too. Oh, I am. One of my friends said, "You is just Boetta." Oh, I shouldn't have told y'all that, because I am Boetta. I will put on a bow. I'll put on a hat. I ain't got no problem with having ribbons in my hair or, wearing tinsel. Not at all. It's a festive time for all of us, not just the children. I'm like, why should they have all the fun? I want some fun stuff. And one of the things that our son and his family does is they have game night. And so, and they all get together and they play all kind of different games. And, they had this one. Oh, this was so funny. Okay, so the kids are all sitting up on the couches, 4 of them, and their mom and dad is standing behind them. And I'm in front of them, and I'm asking them questions about the kids. I'm like, who is the silliest one of your kids? Okay, then they would like point to all 4 of them. Or I would say, okay, who takes themselves too serious? And they would point to one kid. And they go, "No, I don't." I'm like, "Yeah, you do." And it was just so cool. And it was a great way for us to get to know the children better, and as watching them grow up, and how their personalities, they were coming into their own personalities. And I am just so grateful that they all get along. And that's good when your siblings get along. And because some siblings, at Christmas time, they just be crazy. My birthday is December 29th. I like presents and shiny things. And you can email them to me. You can buy me something. You can send it to me. I like shiny things. I do. And I love presents. Big or small, I don't care. I love presents. And so I would get, this is what they would do. Christmas is on the 25th. My birthday's on the 29th. I would get Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday in one card. I'm like, I couldn't get 2? Am I really? And they would say, "Here's your birthday present, here's your Christmas present, and your birthday present." It'd be one present. There'll be 2 presents. It'd be one present for Christmas. And then I got to hold it over until my birthday. So what I started doing is, they come over and they open up, tear up all the wrapping paper, and I take my time meticulously to wrap them, to add decorations and bows and the little cards that people don't understand all the work that goes into Christmas. And especially when you're a creative person, you got to start early making things like that. And so I had the kids, and they would come in and they would go, "Ooh!" And I used to make them all a pile, this pile for this one, this pile for that one. Everybody had their own pile. Then I said, I bet you it'd be a lot more fun if I just put them under there and let them find what their name is on. And one year they said, how come your Papa's name is on almost everything? I'm like, because we got it. We get presents for each other, and they'll ask for stuff. And don't you hate this? That you ask the kids, well, what do you want for Christmas? Or what do you want for your birthday? Those are the two big ones. Well, I want one year our granddaughter, one of our granddaughters, she wanted to start sewing. And she said she wanted a sewing machine. So we get her a sewing machine, and her other grandmother gets her a sewing machine. And if she used one of them sewing machines, I'm flying around this room. One year that one of the granddaughters said, I wanna learn to play guitar. I said, where did that interest come from? And she goes, I saw it on the internet, and I think I want to learn how to play the guitar. We encourage what they want to do. We encourage them. Okay, fine. We get her a guitar. So I had said, I'm going to say about February. I said, so how are your guitar lessons coming along? And kids can't wait to rat each other out. So one of her brothers said, she ain't took that guitar out the box. She opened up and she saw she had a guitar and an amplifier and all the stuff that went with it. We got the picks and the music stand, her to put all the works. We got all the work. Same thing with the daughter with the sewing machine. Oh, she got a sewing basket and it's all fancy and everything. I was like, you know what? Give me my sewing machine back. When you get ready for it, it'll be here. And they and little kids. They, like toddlers, they're the best. They open up the present and they see what's in it and put the toy over here, and then they want to play in the box. And one year I had put all of the hand wrap gifts in a laundry basket, and it was pretty festive. I dressed up the basket and everything, put everything in there. It was lovely. And they take one of them came in and just dumped all the stuff out the laundry basket, got in the laundry basket. Next thing I know, they pulling each other down the hallway in the laundry basket. I'm like, they have no concept of the hours that it takes and the meticulousness of decorating and making sure each one is different and each one has a different kind of ribbon on it and what have you. And it was great. Now they just come in, rip open everything, and I'm like, okay, I just put out the black trash bags, and they can rip it open. 10 ribbons be everywhere, but you got to pick all this up. I'm not picking up any of this. And then too, sometimes you can recycle the bows, so do that. Don't, you don't have to spend all your money on stuff. Be creative and with all the crafting and all the decorations and all the different things that you can do. And it's right here at your fingertips on the internet. You can go to YouTube pretty much and find out how to make anything. You can go to Facebook and people will help you out with stuff. One of my favorite websites is All Recipes. And because I'm into doing, cooking something different. And, it doesn't have to be like the turkey and the dressing. One year I did a seafood spectacular. We're not doing that again. Mm-mm. I didn't know. And I introduced my family to Chilean sea bass. I don't need. I probably ate it when my father was a fisherman, but I don't remember. But we went to this event that Don King had in Vegas after they was having a big fight weekend, and one of the evenings, he sent us these beautiful invitations. I would love for you to join myself and a few of our friends for dinner. Okay, a few of his friends was 1,500 people. I mean, the whole ballroom was full. I mean, it was so many people. And the menu was off the chain. He served lamb chops, filet mignon, salmon, Chilean sea bass, and some chicken. I know some chicken was in there someplace. And it was just such a beautiful spread. And each plate was laid out like they made this just for us. This just for our table. And everybody was having such a good time. So I said, I'm going to introduce Chilean sea bass to my family. Okay. Chilean sea bass is extremely expensive. And see, I don't understand spending, but it was worth it. It was really worth it. And I didn't think they would like it because it's a very delicate fish and you have to cook it just so. You cook it too long, it get mushy, it get rubbery. It's just that's something that you got to pay attention to. So I would put the new dish. I have a, a big one of these big giant tables, where all the stuff is all set up with the serving dishes and oh, y'all should come and have Christmas dinner with me sometime. Is it? I set it out. Yes, I do. I'll put it down, and I put the new dish, whatever it is, on the last corner, so that as they go around the counter fixing their plates, that would be the last thing that they had. And so I cut it down, and I was like, we gonna just. I don't want them to waste it, because if they don't like it, I don't want them wasting this, because Chilean sea bass is probably like $30-$40 a pound. Okay, so I get the Chilean sea bass, and I'm looking down there, and people say, what's this? And I label all the stuff. I let them know what's in it. I have type 2 diabetes. Other people might have high blood pressure. They might have diabetes. They might have a heart condition, or, something, they might be allergic to a food, which that still trips me out. How are you allergic to food? But anyway, nonetheless, I let everybody know what's in it. I tell them, this is made with soy cheese, and this is made with turkey meat, and I make vegetarian dishes. So I'm watching them go around and, going around the counter. I'm like, yeah, they throw it down. So I get over there, and this was my mistake. I put all the Chilean sea bass out at one time, and I should have held some of it back so other people could have tried it. Because let me tell you, when these people, all these assorted colored people, got over to that Chilean sea bass, it was like they were like in heaven. Because when it's done right, it almost kind of like melt in your mouth, and just the flavors that you put on. You don't want to over season sea bass, and it was just a simple rub I put on it, and I grilled it, and it was, oh my God, I had to let okay, where is this? Where you get this from? I like the fish market. So then they would go back and they would call me. They was like, you spent that kind of money on that fish for us? I'm like, why did you hunk it off like it was peanut butter? I'm just asking. And to introduce people to different things, I always told our grandkids and my nieces and nephews as well, all of our, young people, try something. Don't just be, bogged down by one thing. Try something new. Do something new. I do something different. One new thing or one different thing every day. That kind of keeps, that kind of keep you motivated. That kind of keep you running. That kind of keeps, let me try this. And I'm always experimenting. And, when you're cooking, and look at the cooking shows. See, we knew this a long time ago, before they even had the cooking shows and, all of this, because presentation is everything. And this is my thing, if it looks and smells good when it's raw, it's going to be off the chain when it gets cooked. And so we just made sure that the plate looked appealing, that it was palatable, that you saw all the colors and you could see the detail that they put in, and how they could my family, try this thing. When you get a bunch of celery and you want to decorate a plate, okay, you get a bunch of celery, and the end of it, just cut that part off, and then when you put it on a display table, it makes a beautiful presentation. And then all these little gadgets. See, I'm a gadget person. I got that from my mom and them. My God rest her soul. If my mother was living now, we have to have her put it. We have to probably put her in a home, because she'd have been addicted to the internet. My sister, they would have been addicted to the internet. It's like, oh my God, we can learn this. Oh, we can do that. We can do that. This is what I tell the kids. You don't know it. Google it, Bing it, Facebook it. You can do just about everything on the internet now. Just about everything. And it's getting a lot more. Is it getting crazier, or is this something we need to start to embrace? At the way that the internet is, and we have all of these things that are going on, and this kind of almost goes back to, we were talking about this movie, Leave the World Behind, with Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke, and it was just, you got to think about what you're doing in your life, and how you're treating people, and what you're doing to the atmosphere, and how are we going to navigate through this? And it's always, it's a lot of evil in the computer, and this. I mean, you could if you Google it, you could pretty much do all kind of stuff, make crazy stuff. And now you don't even have to think anymore. we're getting to a place where it's called what Chat GPT. It's AI, artificial intelligence, and it to me, it's real creepy, but it's awesome at the same time. It's like awesome creepy. I mean, it's awesome. You could just tell you we put in the AI. This one it freaked me out. You could put in the AI. Tell me something. Give me a story about Mother Love, the talk show host, and it came up, and I'm like, how in the HE double hockeys does this computer know this much about me? You don't even have to think anymore. You can come. I shouldn't say that because it is artificial intelligence, and that means that you have to put in the intelligence, to make it work. It's like we're not using any more brain power, and the scientists have said that the human brain, human beings only use 10% of the power of the brain. 10%. So now you taking the other 90%, and now you're telling us we don't even have to use that now, since we're never going to be able to harness all that information, but we could put it into a computer. And my question is, and call me up and let me know what you think about this. My number is what's my phone number? I got a phone number in here. My phone number is, I know what it is. You can call me actually live. It is 929-477-3088. Again, that's 929-477-3088. And what is your take on it? Are you able to grasp what artificial intelligence is? What it's going to do, how it's going to make us, smarter, viable. What is the deal? I remember when they started using robotics in surgery. And at first everybody said, "Oh, that's just all kind of crazy." They had the mechanical hearts, and they were taking a pig heart and putting it into somebody, a human, and seeing how long we could do. And we were like, "Oh, that's just some voodoo magic. Oh my God, we should be doing all that." And transplanting pieces part. We thought about all of that, and then when you look at it, transplants have saved so many lives. Oh yes, I know you lose a life to get somebody's heart, uh, or you can donate one of your kidneys. We can live with one kidney. We can actually live with one lung. My uncle been living with one lung for about 45 years, and he's a chain smoker. And he wouldn't stop smoking, and he was like, "Well, they done took my lung," and cancer never came back. Isn't that something? Never came back, and so we do a lot of stuff and a lot of damage to ourselves mentally and physically and emotionally and spiritually. And now we have artificial intelligence when you can just talk to it and it'll tell you how to feel. Tell me about my relationship with God. Tell me about what we need to do about climate change. And it'll just pop right up. And what's crazy is when you Google yourself or you what's the other one? Wikipedia yourself. I Wikipedia'd myself one time. I was like, and I'm thinking, I'm a pretty open book. I tell you, this is why they can't. You ever notice why they can't blackmail black people? Just let that marinate. You can't blackmail us because we'll tell the story ourselves. No, we'll tell the story ourselves. So, and then you got all of this artificial intelligence that you start putting in, the information, and it'll tell you how to write a book, what to write the book about, what the book cover should look like. I mean, it's like you don't even. I tell y'all all the time, I got 8 brain cells left. And I got to hold on to them. I got to use a little bit of brain cell over. Just can't be giving you all of my 8 brain cells left. And this is just so spooky, crazy in it. And let me tell you, don't think it's the be all, do all, say all. I was looking for some information, and you would think that the internet would have it. This is what trips me out. I'll be looking up something, doing some research, and I'm not a troller on the internet. I'm a researcher on the internet. And I Googled, Wikipedia'd myself, and I was like, oh, they know way too much of my business. How did they know that? And then I had to think about, You know you done said that on the radio. You know you done told everybody. But you did. I have no secrets. I have none. I tell you stories because my life has been pretty colorful, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and I have more ups than I do downs. And that's when you know you're doing all right. But I'm a bit concerned about this artificial intelligence because it doesn't know everything. And that lets me know that my intelligence is greater and better than artificial intelligence because I was researching something and it said, we found no result. What you mean you didn't find any results? You're the internet. You're supposed to know everything. So you don't know everything. And I'm like, I don't know everything. I know more than you. And we have to understand that artificial intelligence is a tool to use to better mankind. That's what I want to believe. And it's gonna be people that's doing some evil, ugly stuff. We were talking about this movie, Leave the World Behind. Just peep that out, and you'll see how we are so connected and disconnected as humans. We are disconnected from the environment. We are disconnected from each other. We are disjointed with the universe and the energy that it brings. We're polluting our waters and our oceans and what have you. And I don't know about you. The last time I looked, they told me we only had one Earth. Now we have other planets, and they've been going. The scientists have been going to, seeing what they could do on Mars. And I don't know why didn't they watch Total Recall? Okay, shut up, Mother Love. That was a movie, but that was an awesome movie. That one we're put to let us know we have to stop polluting nature. We have to stop polluting ourselves. We have to stop tearing down rainforests just so you could build grazing land for cows that you're gonna kill. And isn't this something when they go, the animals have been humanely grown, and you get ready to slaughter the cow. You get ready to slaughter the pig, cut the chicken's head off. I don't understand how they can say this. We're raising the chickens humanely so that we can kill them and you can eat them. Okay, I guess people they forget that cows and pigs and chickens and ducks and geese and, all these are living organisms. These are living, breathing entities. And we are taking their lives so that we can eat because we can do it. Why not? We can do it. We can have lamb shanks and, make hog head cheese. And isn't that an ugly food? Make hog head cheese and, you got the, living off the fat of the land and, living high on the hog. In our neighborhood and in our community, they said you could eat everything on a pig but a squirrel. Same thing with a cow. They have cow beef tongues and beef hooves. And I don't know what they're doing with a beef hoof. What did you? Because where gelatin used to come from. They can make it now, but we used to eat Jello when we were growing up because it came out of bovine hooves, and that was the only bovines could make Jello. Gelatin, and man found a way to make it Jello and said, "Oh, this is good for you." We eating cow feet stuff, pig feet stuff. Oh, don't talk about no pig feet. Man, they used to get them big, remember them big giant country jars of pickle pig feet. And they would be at the bar, you have a big jar of pickle pig feet, then you got a big jar of dill pickle, the big fat ones. I don't know. They always looked like they was on something, they didn't look, they were abnormally big. And I know where pickles come from. They come from cucumbers. And some people, they do grow because they come from cucumbers. And they would sit there, we used to watch them, had a little taste and eating on their pig feet and with their hot sauce and everything, and they could clean a pig foot so clean. They knew they had it all when you can make the pig foot whistle. And there's nothing left on it. There is nothing left on it. And I remember when they weren't eating whole food, babies weren't eating whole food at the time. Because when we were growing up, there wasn't no such thing as baby food. They just made whatever they made and put it, chopped it down and, smashed it up and, made sure we were eating like what they were eating. Yeah, make mashed potatoes, they just mashed the potato down for them. Make applesauce, just mash the applesauce down. And they made a lot of stuff from scratch. Oh, and you're going to be seeing that for me too. I've been told that because I make a lot of my stuff from scratch. I make my own apple butter, my own pickles. I make my own buttermilk. I make cornbread from scratch. Like I said, I'm gonna get me a pasta maker so I can go back to making pasta. When my daddy had a pasta maker and a meat grinder. I mean, they would go get we would sit there and the little kids, we could, grind up the meat and see it coming out. And they, put it in a tin foil. We didn't have Ziploc bags back then, but they would put it in tin foil or wax paper and, freeze it, lay it out flat. And they had a process. And I didn't appreciate that until I, was taking care of my family and myself. And preparation is the key. I was talking earlier about how people act like Christmas just comes upon them. Oh, what am I going to fix for Christmas? You should have knew that a long time ago. What you want to fix for Christmas. It comes the same time every year, December 25th. And show you how man can distort stories and history and make it seem like it's real, it's the reality. And I don't want to bust people's bubble, but we celebrate Christmas for the baby Jesus. He was born in Bethlehem in laying in a stable with the animal. This is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. And that's when I got away from so much of the commercialism in Christmas. And what I found out, it was very disheartening because I love the decorations and the lights. And, after Christmas, all the lights that are up for Christmas, that's all for the baby Jesus. All for the baby Jesus. December 26th, all the Christmas lights that you see are from moi. And he said, that's all right, daughter. Let the lights be around you. Let the light shine in you. And so this was disheartening. And I went on the internet and I said, okay, this I'm going to do. If it doesn't have ink, I'm going to do the whole Christmas all about the baby Jesus. I'm going to have mangers. I'm going to have nativities and big nativities, small nativities, glass nativities. I had probably about 10 of them all around the whole house, right? And it was difficult to find when I first started doing it. And then I found, and this is another thing. Why are Black ornaments and ethnic ornaments so much more expensive? A lot of times, we want to support our people of color communities, and we want to, support, minority business owners and women business owners. And I do. And they have I think it's called Small Business Tuesday, where you go and support the small businesses in your community. And that really is a plus. Instead of going to the big box stores and everybody want to get all the big giant TVs and everything, I want the things that I give to you to mean something, that you don't just have it on that one day, that there's something that can take you through the whole year. One year I turned the kitchen into a candle factory. We had all kind of candles. It was beautiful. Everybody loved their candles. I made my own soap one year. I made my own not soap, my Epsom salt baths. We learned how to do that when we were in elementary school. And I don't know if a lot of you are not old enough to remember this, but some of you are old enough to remember this. It was a Camay bar of soap. Do they even make Camay? It was Camay bar soap, and it had a raised design on it. And we would take the soap and we would paint the design, and you could paint it in gold. I always had gold and white on mine, or red and green, whatever it was. But I usually did gold because gold on top of the cream color, it was a beautiful display. And to get something like that was handmade, that somebody took their time to make. I remember we used to make our, before they took arts and crafts out of the school. That was stupid. Okay, I'm back. We would always have we had a potholder loom, and we would make potholders for everybody, little kitchen mitts and things like that. Or we would make aprons, and you can do all of that. With the advent of the internet, you can still do all of that. And crafting, for those of us who craft and those of us who know about crafting, it's like therapy. It's like when you're cooking. when you're cooking, you know, you don't have time to think about, you know, other stuff. You got to be in the zone. I don't want people talking to me when I'm cooking. I don't want them in my kitchen when I'm cooking, unless I need them to get something for them, you know, get a pot or, you know, something like that. And, you know, and just, that's my sanctuary. My kitchen and the bathroom is sanctuary. We would have Christmas in every room. We had 5 bathrooms, and our guest bathroom downstairs. It was just, you know, it was just a little, you know, had a toilet and had a sink, and, you know, and the little vanity and everything. And I made it one year. I had it in just all the Regal colors and had a little magazine. Don't put a magazine rack in your bathroom because people will not get up off the toilet. It was a good thing we had 4 other toilets because people would go in there and they'd be like, oh, this is, oh, I remember seeing this and this copy of Essence. Oh, let me read this story in Ebony. Oh, and you know, all black people, you know what we do. We keep all the magazines. We got Jet magazines. Your grandmama got them. Your mama got them. Jet magazines from 1950, whenever they first came out. You know, we got the inaugural copy of Ebony magazine. They worth a lot of money too now. Who knew? They kept everything. You were not allowed to throw, growing up, we were never allowed to throw a book away, a magazine away, a newspaper away, because they were always recycling. And poor people have been doing this. You know, they used to call it hand-me-downs, you know, but now we call it recycling. We used to call, oh, you're going to the Goodwill, going to the Salvation Army, or they poor, they don't have no money. Now it's called thrifting, and it's a trendy thing. I taught my grandkids how to thrift, and they were like, what are we going here for? They love thrifting. But there's a shop out here called It's a Wrap, and that's where they have clothes and accessories and jewelry and shoes from the television shows. I got a Burberry makeup bag. I think it came from the TV show Dallas, and I got that, and I got a few other pieces that I got, and I mean the stuff is impeccable. And let me say, when you go, and when you get to a place like that, go online and check them out. I mean, beautiful stuff, designer stuff. And the purses that you see the women carrying on the TV shows and on the soap opera, ain't nothing in them but tissue. Ain't nothing in them but tissue. See, and you could go get them. I got quite a few designer outfits. Matter of fact, this was one of my biggest coups from thrifting, and because they don't call it thrifting, whatever they call it. It's called It's a Wrap, and so you can come and get the. I went to get me. I was going to buy me an evening gown, you know, to go to the Oscars or go to the Oscar parties. I'm not sitting there all that time. I'm going where the food at and the music, and this was such a find, and I couldn't believe it. It was this is when I was a large woman. It was a size 20 dress. And it was magnificent. It was like a $18,000 evening gown from, you know, some showing had all the stuff was sold on, you know, hand sewed, and it had the crystals on. Oh, I looked like $1 million. I got the outfit for $100. And because I work in the entertainment industry, and I tell them all the time, I am here to work. This is what I'm here for. I'm not here to be, you know, all fall around everything. I'm here to do the work and to do my assignment. And so there was a time that we could, I can still probably do it too, because all of my stuff is for work. And so I had, you know, wrote it off as an expense. And we got audited because I had said, I'm writing this off as an expense because I'm never going to wear it again. And the tax guy, he said, I want to see a dress that you only going to wear one time. And he didn't show up that day at work, but whatever. And I was able to write it out. Hair, makeup, wardrobe, eyelashes, wigs, shoes, underwear, Spanx. You know, it was cool when I could write off the Spanx. I'm just letting you know. It's cool. So it's just so much that we can do to help ourselves, to help each other, to celebrate ourselves, to celebrate each other. This is a time of love, laughter, family, fun, memories. And sometimes you're going to get a little melancholy. Christmases and Thanksgiving and holidays were always big in our family. And I miss my mother, my sisters. I miss my family. I miss celebrating. I miss the arguments. I miss the laughter. And it ain't nothing funny when your relatives get a little hammered on the holiday and they start, spilling the beans and stuff, what they feeling, whatever they're feeling, and they start telling stuff. It's like a repast with no dead body, because at the repast, they get the food in, get the liquor in, and they start telling all the business. I'm like, it was like, oh my God, that's why I take copious notes at the repast. And that's what they would say. Don't say nothing around her because she think everything is funny. She just make fun of everything. I'm like, I'm just all I do. It's not all I do. One of the things that I do is I observe and report. That's what I do. I observe and report. So if you acting doing some great things, I'm observing that. I'm going to share that report with you. I ask people all the time, let's have a praise report. And especially a holiday time, people you got a praise report every single day, and they don't understand that. What's a praise report? What you doing? Nothing. Where you been? No place. Who you talk to? Nobody. How's your day going? Oh, same old, same old. Why would you want to be around somebody like that? I get up and live. Why you living? You don't even recognize and realize the fact that you got a praise report. You got the God and the universe woke you up. That's why when the first thing you do when you get up, you got to go to the bathroom. Oftentimes I said, if I didn't have to pee, I wouldn't even be awake yet. That's God's way of saying it's time to get your day started. You got to fill out your body, you rejuvenated through the night, and now you got to get up and get going. And people, stop taking for granted that you're going to get tomorrow, that you're going to even get the rest of the day. I learned that the hard way. One of my girlfriends, her son was 8 or 9 years old, and they lived across the street. And it wasn't no big street. It was just like where you could run across the street. And that's when they would let kids buy cigarettes for adults. And she sent her son across the street to get her a pack of cigarettes. And he, and she could literally see him out the window, going in the store, coming out the store. And he was coming out the store, and he looked both ways, and it was in the middle of the afternoon. This kid did not make it through that day. A drunk driver hit him and killed him. And she said, girl, I saw him fly up in the air and it just didn't even look right. And she said, when he hit the ground, it just looked like everything that was in him exploded. I mean, for a mother to see something like that, you can't take it for granted. You cannot take it for granted. Life is precious. And we don't have we have a finite number. We just don't know what it is. So, and since you don't know what it is and you don't know when it's going to be, why don't you ride life till the wheels fall off? Why don't you have as much fun, share as much love, share as much joy as you can? I'm grateful every day. I wake up because I got to go to the bathroom. I wake up and we sleep in one of those tall beds. Well, literally, I have to have a step stool to get in the bed. Yeah, I know. It's got the big hole, all the pillars, the 4 pillars and the whole thing. And I was like, I can't get up in the bed. For Christmas one year, my husband, I thought it was my mink coat finally. I was like, he got me a mink coat. He got me a mink coat. I know he got me a mink coat. He got me a mink coat. And I'm just, picking it up. And it really wasn't that heavy, but it is heavy. I opened it up and it was a step stool. And I was like, oh my God, I really need this. I needed the step stool more than I needed a mink coat. I still have that same step stool. The same bed, everything, the whole 9 yards. So as we're celebrating the holiday season, make sure you share your love. Give love on Christmas Day. It doesn't have to be a bunch of presents and stuff. Give them something that they can take for their lifetime. Let them know how you make them feel. Like Dr. Maya Angelou said, people won't remember what you said. People won't remember what you did. People will remember how you made them feel, good or bad. We're sticking with the good. Let people know that you love them. Remember to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X. Is it X or Twitter? That one, LinkedIn. We're on Monday through Friday from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Let us know. You can promote your business. If you got a book, promote. Come on with Mother Love. Just come on. We got all kind of stuff going on. Check us out at motherloveshow.com. We love you and we wish you the happiest of holiday seasons. And remember this, no matter how big or tall, short or small, thick or thin, matters not what skin you're in. Everybody needs some mother love now and then. Peace, babies. I'm sending you all love, light, laughter, and humanity. Be well. Treat each other well. Peace and blessings. Know that we love you, and ain't nothing you could do about Mother Love loving you. Hey, everybody. Hey, Prime Black. Hey, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Peace and blessings to all of you. Okay. One day I'm going to eat this. Okay. I got it. Okay, maybe it went on. See. Okay. Because when I touch it, I'm touching